I don't use drenching guns. Me, I sell the drenching guns. What you buy the machine and what you use it for, it's for you.
Why do you use... Talking about
I don't use it.
That's the reason as to why watu wanaogopa kutumia hizi ni juice natumika kwa animal and then maruna. Drenching gun inaingia nyuma ya ng'ombe msemo mnakuja mnaingiza mtu. Hello there. Karibuni sana kwa show ya leo. Basi leo tutakuwa tunazungumza vitu tofauti. Manake tuko na guest tofauti na one of them is a medical transporter or a medical distributor. And amekuwa kwa this job for a very long time, and we are talking about Ngari from the company known as Monks Medicare Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ngari. Buda vipi? Karibu sana. Thank you. Weka hapo tuanze sasa hizo. Hata wewe uko fiti?
Niko fiti.
Life inakupeleka aje?
Haraka pole depend na siku.
Vizuri basi kama uko fiti. Now let's get straight to the point. Now swali ya kwanza. Can you tell me how do you balance the need of scientific advancement and innovation with the ethical consideration involved in the distribution of potentially life altering medical equipment?
When it comes to such situations, kuna mambo kama za will it be ethical to let this person die or will you save his life? Like for instance, some religions don't allow blood transfusions.
Okay.
So doctors usually have a really hard time finding a way through just to help this certain person to survive. Yet his own religion doesn't allow. So in the end, it comes to the person themselves to allow or to find a way or a loophole if there's one possible through such situations. But in the end, also when it comes to in the distribution of such products, you find you now discuss with certain manufacturers on certain items if they are clean, if they have been used on any animals in the production, on the testing of such products. So it all depends on the person, and if in the end it's either life or death.
So unasema kuna situation yenye ushaipata msee ndio anafaa kufanywa blood transfusion but anakataa because the religion does not allow.
Anakataa, anasema lazima sasa find another way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a crazy world out here. So on to the second question. In your opinion, what is the most important responsibility of a distributor of lab, medical and surgical equipment, and how do you ensure that you fulfill this responsibility?
Like for us, we usually deal with one, quality and affordability.
Okay.
Because a lot of people will want quality, but they can't afford it. So you have to find a balance to bring certain products into the market, and also to talk to manufacturers, because they also have different is it stages? Can I say stages? That they'll tell you, yes, we have, let's say, a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
They'll have 3 types depending on your pocket. There's the really high end, usually used for such high end procedures like brain surgery, such things. Those are very high end, so they have to have the highest products. And for clinics and smaller hospitals, you can go down a notch and find a good quality scissor, but also at a very affordable price. So it's all about balance, because some hospitals do not want the cheap.
Okay.
They want the quality product.
Fantastic.
And they will have to foot the price for that. So it all depends on the client and the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to see that you have different products for different clients with according to their pockets.
And we've learned. It used to be hard times, because some things you'll find bad quality product.
Okay.
And even for you as a reseller or as a distributor, you can't give a client something this bad. We actually shy away from such products.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that is good. Good to hear that. Now, the third question. What role do you believe a medical equipment distributor should play in ensuring that medical equipments are accessible to people from all walks of life, regardless of their socioeconomic status?
It also comes back to the second question.
Okay.
It also depends, like some places in Kenya don't have electricity. So you're not going to sell that person a blood pressure machine that uses batteries or electricity.
True.
So you find a way to get a certain product to a certain area for the most effectiveness, and also to train the people who use them also. Because with the new innovations that are coming out, most people don't know the changes. So as a company, we train you on how to use newer products in the market and in more efficient ways to minimize risk and also wastage.
Wonderful. So moving forward, what is your view on the ethical implication of distributing equipment that could potentially be used in controversial medical procedures such as assisted suicide and gene editing?
You see, when it comes to such issues, let's talk about 30 or 40 years ago. Most procedures didn't exist, and some of them were unethical. Let's talk about what's the procedure of when women are
CS.
CS. CS, to the point where it was very unethical. Like, if a woman does not give birth the natural way, then she's not a mother in a sense. So things change with time, and ethics also change. Like gene editing, it'll reach a point where you know your child will be born with a defect. So what about tweaking his genes so the child comes out normal?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always a matter of time and also government regulations, because most of these ethical points are usually under governments, and governments change. So it all also depends on a lot of things. It's a really broad topic, and
so maybe unaweza niambia what are the level of pros and cons maybe, so that tunaweza jua when it comes to gene editing it might be good because it helps this and this.
True. Assisted suicide also, these people are suffering. Yes, it's wrong, it's still murder in a sense, but keeping that person alive is worse off for him.
Okay.
So do you let the person suffer, or do you put them out of their misery?
Wow.
For less of a bad
fiti. So we realize that you've talked about technology, things inaenda zikichange, and technology ina take over so fast. Maybe you can tell me, with the increasing prevalence of AI and machine learning in healthcare, how do you see these technologies impacting the distribution of medical equipment?
That's a good question. Like for distribution, AIs can now increase they can optimize your business more. So it can actually plan if you're going to be understocked or overstocked on certain items. And also that AIs are constantly learning, they can actually give you a direction on what products to buy, where to buy them, and how to sell them also. And also with AI, it can also show you market trends of new products in the market, and with that you can make better decisions that can impact your business in a positive way.
Wow. So still there on time. We realize that times are changing and we're having different type of diseases, pandemics. And recently we've had COVID, which was a very severe pandemic, the whole of the world. So maybe if I can ask you, in light of COVID-19 pandemic, what measures have you taken to ensure that healthcare facilities have access to medical equipment they need to treat patients?
Especially during that time, it was really tough. Especially let's say half of our products come from China, and half of those factories were closed. So it reached a point you had to plan ahead, and when you do, you import more than you need just before the factories close, or because even at that time factories were producing at a minimal rate with minimal workforce. So even the times before you make a purchase and they're produced and manufactured took longer than usual.
Okay.
So you had to plan ahead of time, and hopefully even also some luck in between there that can help you move your business.
Okay.
Because it was hard during that time. A lot of our manufacturers had closed. So thank God we were in a position that we had ordered just before the lockdown.
Wow.
Yeah, so at least by the
Yeah.
time a year into it, we still had most of our products, and we actually did good business during COVID.
Good. It's good that you prepared in advance.
And
you're
I said
lucky
also
enough.
maybe it was God
Yeah.
or luck, but somehow, some way we managed to pull it off. But it was
Wonderful.
hard for other people.
Wonderful. So you've talked about having your products, getting them from China, and we realize that technology has advanced, and China is doing different things when it comes to technology. And even right now, as you speak, there are so many things that are happening. Maybe a new invention is happening, and you have to be up to date to be up to date with what is happening around the world. So maybe you can tell me, as a distributor of medical equipment, what steps do you take to stay up to date with the latest development in the field of healthcare and medicine, and how do you use this knowledge to better or to have the best way to serve your customers?
One, trade shows. They usually come, at least in Kenya, once or twice a year, and we make sure to attend those ones because you find products that are best suited for Kenyan markets. Another one is also being very close with your manufacturers. They give you the new products that are in the market and changes, because a lot of these things change and they evolve. So for you to keep with the times, you are in a one-on-one basis with your manufacturer. And also medical forums and online websites. You find a lot of products, new products that just pop up in your emails.
Okay.
You'll find a lot of people finding you through LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
They show you there's a new type of wheelchair in the market.
Okay.
Good for people with paralytic people. So new, especially those ones, they are. You just find a way to work with them, and they update you on the new products and the new systems in place to help you with.
Okay. Well, Langari, I want you to tell us, based on this question, there is a growing movement among some healthcare providers to refuse the use of equipment that has been tested on animals. What is your view on these issues, and how do you address the concerns of customers who share this perspective?
Sadly, in this industry, a lot of products have been used on animal tests. But with the growing concerns of these activists, things are changing. And maybe it's for the best. Now people are using more of technology to test products. They're using AI to use products, to test products. And also human trials also are, these days, are a big thing. Instead of using animals, they use the people who use them. But for these people, they're paid also. It's a job. So depending on what the product is, and yes, ethical things are there, but all of these are done to protect the end consumer, being as humans. But for sure, things have to change. Animal cruelty is real, and with new practices and new technologies, new innovations being made in the industry, at least they're moving away from that type of testing.
Okay. On to the next question. In recent years, there has been a rise in the use of medical cannabis for a variety of health conditions. How do you see this trend affecting the distribution of medical equipment, and what challenges do you foresee in terms of regulation and quality control?
Well, when it comes to medical cannabis, we all know the positives and the negatives of cannabis. And yes, times are changing, and with government regulations, things will change. And also how to safely ingest this cannabis through not the usual methods, like using nebulizers and purifiers. Technology will move and change, and with government regulations, they will hamper, yes, but also control the industry. Because in the fact that most of cannabis is illegal in the world, so governments have to change regulations and also how to bring a more safe product into the market.
Okay. All right. And can you tell us, some people argue that the patenting of medical equipment and technologies limits the access of life-saving treatments and procedures, particularly in the developing country. How do you respond to these criticism, and what steps do you take to ensure that your company operates ethically and responsibly?
Yeah, that's true. Because some of these products, because of the patents, they have become very pricey and expensive, especially for medicines. But you also find a way, other companies find cheaper but good quality products that they can bring to the market. For some pharmaceuticals, there's India, they're generic, we call them generic products. They're just as good, and they work just as well at a fraction of the price. So ethically, yes, most people are in business to make profits, yes. That is without a doubt.
Okay.
So, but you'll find a way to work with your manufacturer to bring a product that can be well accepted and also help the communities in Africa mostly, or developing countries.
Okay, there is a debate going on about whether the use of medical equipment in some cases amount to, let's say, like playing God and goes against natural law. What is your view on these issues, and how do you reconcile the use of medical equipment with religious and philosophical objection to a certain medical procedure?
It also depends on where the product comes from and what underwent under development. When it comes to, let's say, most of them have been used on animals to be tested. Some religious institutions won't like that or won't allow that. So we work hand in hand with the distributors and the manufacturers to find which products have gone through safe methods in production, and also the standards of the products. We have international standards like ISO, which are in charge and which push for ethically sound products. So you work in tandem with the wholesaler and also government regulations to find good quality products in the market.
Okay. Talking about distribution laws, when it comes to distribution and manufacturing, we know that there are different laws in different countries. So how do you navigate these regulations, and what strategies do you use to ensure that your products are able to reach customer in these markets?
Well, regulations come and go, and they always change. You just have to be, you just have to put your ear to the ground and always be ready for changes. Because even yesterday, a lot changed for the importation of products. So you work closely with the importers, distributors, and also government regulatory bodies, and always ensure you're at least ahead of the game.
Okay.
Because it might reach one day, you bring a product, it's stuck in the port. There's nothing you can do until you pay all the taxes and regulations. So you just have to be ready for anything that comes in the market, because you never know.
All right. Let us dig deeper when it comes to, let's say, like a country as a whole. You know, there's societal pressure when it comes to different ways of using medical products. We'll dig deeper into cosmetic products, because you realize that now there is the bleaching kind of wave that is going on. Now tell me, how do you make sure that, let's say, like, how do you address these concerns, and what steps do you take to ensure that your company operates in an ethical and social manner? Because you realize that there are some people who are using these products, and how do you make sure that these products that get to them are the best product, and it's not going to create any effects, or if there are any effects, how do you, let's say, like, caution people how to use it, the procedure? How do you do that?
Like, for some products are over-the-counter products. We have blood pressure machines, glucometers. These products you have to be shown how to use.
Okay.
Yeah. Like for a BP machine, you have to be seated to give you the best results, and it has your chest and the machine have to be at heart level. So you have to train our own consumers and our own people also, people who sell these products, on how to show people how to use these products. Because most people will assume how to know how they use it, and then they will come and complain about the product being faulty. yet they do not know the proper procedures to use certain items. So it's a matter of just training the consumer and the distributor on the effect on how to use certain machines and such like devices.
Okay. So talking about distribution of medical equipment and how it can be used when it comes to let's say like how can it be? Oh, sorry about that. The distribution of medical equipment can be lucrative business, but some people argue that profit motives can sometimes come into conflict with patient care. How do you balance the need to generate revenue with the responsibility to provide high quality and affordable medical equipment?
Remember that this is business, and in business, sadly, profit is always the one thing. But as I said before, we look for products that can be used depending on where it's been sold, depending on the market. Some clients will want very high quality products for their hospitals or for themselves, and yet some clients also want high quality products, but at a lower price. So we find a balance depending on the need and the usage of the product, and then we cater to that need.
Okay.
Yep.
Now tell me, this is a new one. It will depend on your opinion. So if you could create a medical product, what would it be and what problem would it solve?
I'm a fan of sci-fi movies, so I'll go with one of, let's say, a real life prosthetic that you can't tell the difference, it's let's say a soldier loses the arm, you put a artificial arm that looks almost lifelike. Something I've always just thought of just basically something like that.
Okay.
Robotics into augmenting into the human body.
Okay.
But you can dream.
Talking about sci-fi and robots. So tell me, which is the most interesting medical innovation that you have seen, and what would it be? How has it impacted the way we do business?
I think I had an interview with a few suppliers of a new device they're introducing to the market. They are basically screws. Like, let's say somebody breaks the arm, then they usually put in screws.
Okay.
Most of these screws in the market are semi-permanent. That if it reaches a point when your bone heals, you have to go for another surgery.
Okay.
But this one, they were coming up with a screw that your body absorbs.
Okay.
And it is made of a very special element that your body will absorb naturally, and it was something that would have been very well in Kenyan market, especially with our borders.
Okay.
The amount of accidents, if you go to Kenyatta Hospital, you find a lot of them have to go for another surgery again just to remove those screws and bolts. But this one now, your body absorbs, it's absorbed into the body, and your body becomes even stronger from it.
Wow.
So you don't go for another surgery. And also it comes cost cutting, and even for the health of the patient, it might be life saving, because surgeries are not cheap and are also risky.
Wow,
So
that is very encouraging. Okay, that's good. So tell me, how do you think advancement of medical technology will change the landscape of healthcare in the next decade, and how are you preparing for those changes?
I think it will increase life expectancy of a lot of people. Technology is changing day by day, and in 10 years you can only imagine what the technology will be like. Like for, let's say, cell phones. Telephones, back in the day, 10 years ago, you can imagine the phones we used to have. And now look at 10 years now. Now imagine 10 years into the future again. You can the sky is the limit, and it will change a lot of lives. So we just hope we will be in a place that we can, as Africans, as the developing countries, can afford these new advancements in technology and help our own people.
Okay. Tell me, if you could choose one word when it comes to medical equipment distribution in the future, what would that one word be?
Perseverance.
Perseverance.
Just push through. life is not easy in anything we do, but things will change, and with technology innovations and things, we can find a way. Just push through and work towards it.
Okay. Talking about perseverance, you realize that perseverance comes with a lot of challenges, so that you can go through these hurdles of life and when it comes to your field. So tell me, what's the challenges that you've had when it comes to medical equipment distribution, and how have you overcome them?
We can start from basically importations, with the change of the dollar going up every day. Some things you just have to push through because you rely on these things. So let's say that even government regulations change day by day. You either you conform or you die.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I'm lost on that. So it's tricky though, but just push.
Just pushing
Just
through.
push. Just push. Life is not easy. It's not. But in any industry, you either evolve, you just perish.
True. Now tell me, you realize that you are working around different type of people. You meet different type of people every day, interacting with them business-wise. So what's the biggest misconception that people have about your job, and how do you handle it?
Like with working with my employees, you find that that like 3 integral things I look from them. There's loyalty, there's hard work, and there's also communication skills. You have to learn how to speak how you feel to a client, or even to your boss. So, and also you find ways to. Okay, where can I start?
No, you can just start anywhere. Feel free.
You see, like for me, it used to be a family business, family-run business, and with family-run businesses, there are also a lot of challenges. You see, if you can't tell your own brother the same thing you tell a different employee.
Yeah.
Because this is somebody you'll always see. Employees come and go, but family is always there. So you have to find a way to be of balance between this guy and this guy. Like, you're my brother, but still, come to work.
Kazi lazima tupige.
Kazi lazima upige. You won't expect a salary when you've been in the work office 3 times a month. Yes, you're my brother, but no. No. There's a certain respect I expect, regardless of whether you're my family or my employee.
Now you say that you're a big fan of sci-fi. Let me tell you. Let me ask you, if you could travel back to time and meet your younger self, unaweza mpatia advice gani when it comes to your career of being, let's say, like a medical distributor, medical equipment distributor, and why would you give that advice to yourself, your younger self? That is.
What would I say? Because you see, like for me, hii job nilipewa. Si ati nilitaka. Jana kuja kazi. Umemaliza, you just graduated, just come. I'll tell myself to. It's not a chore. One day you'll take over that business. So from the beginning, I'll tell him, push, bra. Skuma kazi manze.
So wasema at first ulikuwa like
nilikuwa tu
nini ujinga hii.
Manze,
mbona mnanisumbua?
Mini force jo, Acha nitafute job nje kidogo. Ama kitu kayo, Acha nikuwe producer.
Mimi nitakuwa producer.
Kalishwa chini. As soon as you graduated ndani. I'll tell myself it's better than you think.
Okay, that's very wise. When you don't know what holds in the future, sometimes you take things for granted.
Exactly.
Now tell me, umesema ulipewa, but really, how long have you been doing this job?
Because even in uni I used to go on holidays.
So approximately
I graduated 2012.
So this the next question maybe inaweza kuwa ni ya kurudia, but nini imekufanya hold on to this job as a medical equipment distributor, and what do you find most rewarding about this job?
I used to look at it in a bad light, but it reached a point you see even how vile wahindi how job ni yako manze. You want to work for somebody else. Utalipwa mshahara ndogo. In the end you'll be building someone else's dream. in the end, you just recognize that this is your business and this is something your dad started, and you can push it and become better.
Wonderful.
So in the end, it's up to you, man. Yes, it was hard, but it is what it is.
So you realize that it was hard.
It was.
That shows that there are some very tough decision that you had to make.
Yeah.
Now tell me, what's the most difficult decision that you had to make pertaining to your career, and how did you approach that decision?
Actually, I think one of the hardest was just the other day. We had to vacate our old premises by force.
Wow.
Like, we were not, hatukuwa tunasikizana na landlord. Rent ni juu sana, nataka kupunguza, and he's forcing us to stay. So then you find other ways to live.
Hey.
By force or fire, or you die.
Mlishiba.
And by the, he's telling you you're not leaving this place.
Yeah.
Tukafanya 1-2 a lawyer hivi, kotoda, and we had given him our 90 days. So our 90 days ended in January 31st.
Okay.
So 30th we are moving out by force. Guys are like, mnenda wapi? Mjalipa rent, like, mkona deposit yetu anyways.
I can understand that
so
was
pressure.
pressure.
Yeah, it was. Until today, we're still trying to catch up on the business mind.
So how do you manage that kind of pressure? How do you manage?
You need a support system, a strong one. Thank God I have that. I have good family members who have your back, friends you can talk to all the time, and most importantly, it's a good man.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. Sometimes praise is the only thing that can help, man. Because you can tell your friends you're what, they'll tell you, hang on. That's it though. So how we've survived till today, even it's just God, man. It's just God.
So you realize that pia in this career unapata watu tofauti, you have different clients. Sometimes unaweza taka kudistributia mtu fulani but ana prefer mtu fulani because of certain issues and they are not understandable and they are not logic. So how do you tackle discrimination and biasness when it comes to your career?
Let's say in the end you show them, let's say you're selling a certain type of machine, then I bring mine. I tell you, yes, inafanya yote nini, but then you can't find a certain spare part and they're really struggling with it. So I'll come and give you an alternative. I'll tell you, bring that machine, I'll give you mine for free, and then you can buy that part you need from us at a very standardized price. So if you just find a way to work around it, because discrimination is always going to be there. People will always look down on Chinese products, yet they don't know most of everything comes from China. Even an iPhone is made in China, but you never see anyone saying, hey, iPhone imetoka China, sitanunua.
iPhone ni iPhone. But hizi zingine ni za China.
Yeah, and everything's made in China. So you see.
Yeah.
It's just how to kuchocha product yako. Just tell them, in the end, yes, these two things do the same. But mine is better because of this and this.
Okay.
And I'll give you an incentive to always come.
Oh, service provision.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good. So tell me, you've talked about God, nini. So how is your personal philosophy or worldview shape the way you approach your work? And what values do you prioritize in your professional life?
I think we talked about this before, but when it comes to values in business, integrity.
Okay.
That's also a very big thing. And patience also. Be patient in what you do.
Okay.
Rome was not built in a day.
True.
Yeah, so
you trust the process.
Trust the process.
Okay.
It might not be easy. Sometimes you might not even feel it's working. Because for sure there are days, guy, like, what is this? And you think you're taking one step forward, you're taking 5 back.
Yeah.
So, and also, lazima kuwe ngumu kidogo.
Kabisa. Sawa.
Nasemanga mwanaume ni effort.
Kabisa. So maybe you can also tell me, you realize that in this business, una interact na watu tofauti each and every day, just like I've told you earlier. And how do you connect with your customers and also build on this relationship between customer and you as a service provider as time goes by?
Depends. Like, we have a shop in town, so a lot of our customers are walk-ins. So if you need anything, any help, we are there to help. Then also through emails, social media, at least we try to keep touch base with all our clients. After sales service, is our product doing well? And if there's any breakage in anything, with warranty though. Because we have some clients who warranty ilisha 2 years ago. Hii battery imeisha, I want a new machine.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't work like that, madam. Come you change your battery, but we'll still charge you for that.
True.
Yeah.
Hiyo ni poa. Sasa una realize venye tu umeniambia tu you got into this job uliingizwa. It's not something that you wanted to do and you learn something through it as time goes by. Maybe unaweza niambia what are the mistakes zenye umefanya and moving forward what lesson did you learn?
One, it's assuming people will work. You assume people are in the same mindset as you. You see, you are a business owner. They are employees. If you don't push them, they'll just sit there and look at you and wait watangoja mshahara ingie.
Okay.
So that's one thing. You see, like as I said, niliingizwa. So I used to assume a lot of things. But now when you're in charge of everything, it's a different perspective. I can't stand people just doing nothing.
Okay.
Like either you're working or you're working.
Okay. I know maybe you've worked for quite a long time. And kuna experiences nimepata, kuna zile memorable whereby you're like wow, hey manzi hapa nimefanya kitu big, ama you're like hapa ilikuwa mbaya lakini nimelearn something from it. So about the experiences that you've had, impact gani zime make in your life personally and also professionally?
Let's say like when you get a good tender, when you have pesa ndo hiyo, at least struggle itapunguka kidogo. I'll pay the rent, I'll pay my employees and still have enough money to invest in something else. So such wins encourage you. And when it comes to challenges, kwanza hiyo rent ilikuanga, it was bad. Yeah, and it was a hard time mentally, physically, even for me. But to push through, and we're still pushing through, and I know other challenges will come, and we move regardless, and especially with a good backup support.
Okay. So having worked for a long time, and that experience in you may have, and you say that this business ilikuwa from your family, from dad nini, it's like it's generational. You had it over from somebody nini. Maybe you can tell me what's your long-term goal and aspiration as a company?
A long-term goal, I can say, let's say we are a small to medium right now enterprise. I'd like to be at least large scale also. Maybe one day open a hospital of my own.
Wow.
Yeah, because I already supply the equipment, why not supply the hospital? Yeah, and also at least make a change, a positive impact on Kenya, East Africa, hopefully. Okay. Expand. Yeah, and at least to bring some good in this hard world we live in.
Hiyo ni fiti ngare. Hiyo ni fiti. Kama mna focus kufungua hospitali bana, that's good bana. At least you'll change the community at large and people will be able to access services, not just having equipment but also medicine. Watu watibiwe na watu waende home wakiwa fiti. Employment watu wamepata na vitu zinakuwa poa.
Good, yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been totally professional. Hizi ma English zimekuwa mingi bana, yani I think nilikuwa na feel naongea na daktari msee. So si tuingie tu deeper tu tujue tu personally who is Ngari, anafanya nini, life yake iko aje. Tuingie deeper. Now brace yourself for tough questions.
Right.
Na mimi nataka uzijibu zote.
Nitajaribu.
Sawa.
Haina ngori.
Now tell me, are you planning to retire soon?
Who's retire? What is retirement? Who is retirement?
Buda, wewe unataka kusema unajua kila kitu kwa hiyo.
Tutachapa kazi hadi ichapike.
Sasa mimi naona kufungua hospitali imekushinda. So
bado hata tujafika hapo.
But I think you are very selfish. Kuna watu wengine huko wanataka kufanya hii kazi, mbona usiwapatie?
Si wakuje. Tufanye together.
Uko sure?
Yeah, wakuje.
Okay. How much money do you make?
Ni yangu. Jipange. Not enough.
So utaentize watu waje kufanya hii job if you can't tell them how much money.
Hata people started from the bottom. Even Walt Disney started from zero.
Hata
msee wa Amazon alianza na zero.
Sikiza msee. If right now si tunajua president wa Kenya na get 2 million, who are you? You're just a nobody.
Yeah, nobody. Kwani
mshahara ni ngumu? Hiyo ndio baya watu wenye wanataka kwa masonko.
Wewe biashara yako ni how much is your salary?
This is my show. I'm the one who is asking questions. So you're not supposed to ask. Sawa.
Yes, sir.
Hiyo ndio ubaya yenu, yani unajua mkipata pesa kidogo mnaringa.
Si pesa kidogo siringi, ni pesa kidogo.
Why don't you just say it? Nini unaogopa?
I've said it, pesa kidogo.
Aya, you supply medical equipments, right?
Yes, I do.
Why do you use that drenching gun on people to kuwapatia spams?
Me, I don't use drenching guns. Me, I sell a drenching gun.
Seriously, I'm saying.
What you buy the machine and what you use it for, it's for you.
Why do you use talking about
I don't use it.
taste, that's the
I sell
reason
them.
as to why watu wanaogopa kutumia hizi ni juu zinatumika kwa animal and then marunal drenching gun inaingia nyuma ya ng'ombe, msee mnakuja mnaingiza mtu.
Lakini drenching gun, those are veterinary products.
Sasa wewe
Imeandika hapo
umesema.
vitu za vet. You see, hiyo ni vitu ya vet.
Why
Only to
should
use
you give it to a person aende aingize huko?
I don't give it. Me, I give it to a vet. Ka vet atauzia mtu kutumia kwa watu. Sasa the problem is the vet. It's not me.
It's like this. Wacha nikwambie. You know, hii ni bomb. Mzee anaenda kuua watu nayo. Mbona unamuuzia? Si wache kuuza hizi vitu.
You see, if I sell weapons of mass destruction and you have the money to buy it, ethically, I'm supposed to sell it to you.
You guys, you're the people who are turning people into gays.
What?
Mtu anaingizwa drenching gun huko nyuma. Surely. Weapon of mass destruction. Wewe mwenyewe ndio umesema. And you're laughing.
Look, on the packaging, it's written for veterinary use only.
Let me tell you, I'm very
So
emotional
if I sell
about
it to you and you use it for human beings, why am I at fault? Imeandikwa hapo in black and white, veterinary use only. Sasa wewe kama binadamu umeamua kuenda kuweka kwa
Because one thing
ng'ombe
that you
kwa
should do, have
binadamu.
laws whereby you have a professional to make sure anafollow mtu ajue anaenda kutumia hiyo kitu.
Let me tell you how
But not just produce it
human
and then
beings-
inaenda nafanya mass destruction.
Kuna sign
and you're
imeandikwa
okay with it,
usikojoe
and you come here
hapa.
to laugh.
Usikojoe hapa. Kuna sign imeandikwa hapo vizuri. Lakini mwanaume mzima atasoma hapo okay. Hapo tu. So who is the problem? It's like you're blaming the wall for being there.
Hey, that's very simple. You say that you know that drenching guns are being used on human beings. You know it. And then wewe mwanaume mzima unauza.
Bile kirosafa mimi sikuwa najua hiyo. That's a first for me by the way. Hey, whatever you're getting your news from.
Then usijitete. Say you don't know.
I do not know. Hata hiyo sikuwa najua.
Seriously, and you
That is
call
scary.
yourself a professional.
Professional businessman. Not
Let's go to the other topic. Are you married or do you have children?
no and no.
You see?
I see what?
You see?
So what's the question?
Haya, sawa. Let me ask you these things. Are you a pervert?
No.
Then why do you sell needles? And yet mnajua how I say when you wanaenda kutumia hizi needles, they'll ask people to remove their clothes. And yet hizi needles ni sharp. Mtu anaweza dungwa tu na hata kama amevaa.
Who
nguo.
asks people to remove their clothes?
See these doctors.
Doctors.
Uh-huh.
Doctors.
You are selling perversion to people.
Doctors?
Yeah.
No.
The same way.
Sindano itapigwa through the shirt.
Sini sharp.
Eh?
Sini sharp. Mbona mtu tu
But what
asidungwe?
if
Kwa nini mtu atoe?
kuna uchafu? That's why
Kwa
you have
nini
to
mtu anataka
sterilize.
kuona haga ya
Listen,
mtu?
lazima isteriliziwe and it's short. It depends on also the shots you're getting.
Talking shorts.
The
You
shorts,
see what
yes.
you're talking about?
What? Guy, Jesus.
Pervert.
Why?
Haya. Buda mi yani hawa siwaelewi yani. Have you ever
doctors. They're
all right, all
doctors.
right.
Huh?
Have you ever been arrested or convicted because
No.
of a crime?
No.
You distribute what?
Medical supplies.
Supplies, drugs.
No, I do not. Medical supplies, not pharmaceutical. Get
My
your facts
friend.
right. Get your facts right, my friend.
Saizi hakuna matatu imeshikwa ikisupply nini? Ikisupply medical
Matatu?
supplies. Hakuna matatu imeshikwa ikisupply drugs.
Matatu?
We all know there's a rumor going around that you guys are distributing nini? Drugs.
Which rumors are these? Tell me. Show
Madawa
me.
za kulevya.
Gani hizo?
Yani unaruka.
Gani hizo?
Seriously,
Show me
is
proof.
there evidence?
Show me
Is there
proof.
evidence that guys are dying because of drugs? Is there evidence that guys are being addicted because of drugs?
That's there is. But I do not distribute those
But
things.
hakuna matatu imeshikwa.
Matatu gani?
So it must be you guys.
Matatu and how does that coincide with what I do? Mimi na kadereva.
Ruka, but we'll see what we can do about it. What's your political affiliation?
Mimi sijuangi hizo. Did I vote basically?
These are the guys who are in line with the government and some people who are deep state to distribute drugs.
Baba.
That's why haezi kubali that his organization and his company ina distribute his drugs. Na yeye mwenyewe amesema they are distributing medical equipments. Guys, you've seen it for yourself. We'll go deeper into
What
it
have
because
I
the
seen?
evidence is there. Guys
There's
are
no
dying.
evidence.
Young people are being addicted. I'm very emotional about
That is
this.
sad. They should go for rehab and get help.
Is that all that you can say?
That's
Instead of
what they should
apologizing
do.
to the people.
What? Apologize for what?
For what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You are the one who is doing this campaign of making sure that drugs are being distributed.
Show me proof. You think I'm the one? Show me.
And
proof.
I've asked you,
Huh?
are people dying because of drugs?
Yes, they are.
Are people addicted because of drugs?
Yes.
Ni kweli?
It's drugs.
Umepata machizi wangapi huko nje?
None. Sijaona leo ama kuna moja hapa. Sijui.
Haya, sawa. Have you ever experienced mental health issues?
Yes, a bit. Who hasn't?
So when cheesy.
Kabisa.
When cheesy kabisa.
Cheesy ka.
There you have it. A person who supplies drugs but also tests them on himself. We are talking about human test. This is clear evidence. Yeye mwenyewe ndio ameconfess, it's not me.
Yes.
Director, Miss June analetea watu wagani hapa lakini ni sawa.
Wacha hizo.
What is a sexual orientation or gender identity?
I am a man. Is it him?
Can you prove it?
Yes. I can't prove it, but it will be.
Who told you that you are a man?
I was born a man.
Who told you?
But I don't have to be told. So you have the equipment to prove that I am a man.
Which equipment?
Should I say it on public?
Yeah, you want to prove that you're a man.
So you know what a man, what is a man? What makes a man physically?
You tell me.
My DNA says I'm a man.
Have you tested your DNA?
Yes.
When?
Every time. I wake up, I test it.
Ladies and gentlemen, budget ya sabuni imepanda, but he has proof. Anachukua sheria mkononi every time he wakes up.
If that's the case, at least he proves I'm a man.
And you admit it.
No, according to you though.
But you're the one who has said that
I said
every morning when you wake up.
Yeah, I see. I still have what makes me a man. First thing, physiologically, yes, I am a man.
Okay. Have you ever had a substance abuse problem?
No.
But you use soap. You are abusing soap.
But is that substance abuse? What's substance abuse? Please explain to me what's substance abuse.
We have herbal soap.
Okay, what's... Oh my God.
Herbs. Those are drugs, right?
Okay, maybe you said, but you see, you said abuse. So if it comes to
but
soap...
you are abusing soap.
No, how am I abusing? Oh my God.
I don't think this should be a laughing matter. In fact, you should
guys,
check a specialist.
Maybe I go to rehab.
How can you go to rehab because
you
of...
told me I need a specialist.
Yes.
Can you refer me to one?
I'll talk to my director.
Yes, please.
Yes, I'll find you one. Do you have any religious belief?
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. Believe in God.
Believe in God?
Yes.
Okay. I think you need a lot of prayers. You need a lot of prayers because, first of all, you're not okay upstairs. You have a lot of problems. You are messed
abuse,
up.
Herbal abuse.
Just to mention but a few. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. And it has been a wonderful session. We've got to learn a lot. Tumejua vitu mingi kuhusu profession yake, both at home, both in the bathroom. And it has been shocking to find some of our medical attendants and medical suppliers using different types of drugs. I don't know how they're going to...
Well,
I don't know what to say, but imekuwa show moja safi sana. Wake up and you'll get to know everything about different professional lives and the challenges that they're going through. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Msee hapana, siwezi kukusalimia. I don't know umetumia nini. Asante sana.